Welcome back to GMA 3 on the eve of his 100th day in office. Here you see President Biden addressing a joint session of Congress in a socially distanced House chamber, laying out his ambitious plan, proclaiming America is ready for a takeoff.
And joining us with his reaction is the junior senator from Kansas, Republican Roger Marshall. Senator Marshall, thank you for being with us today. So I'll start off with a broad question. You can answer it how you like. What were your big takeaways from last night's speech from President Biden?
Well, you know, it's no fun being in the minority, right? And it was a very somber night. Being socially distanced with masks on, it just felt really, really different. But I'm always sitting there reaching out, what can we agree upon? And I think that President Biden and I agree on this big picture of America, that we want a stronger economy. We both agree that middle America built this nation. We just sometimes disagree on how to get there, right? So always looking for that opportunity to work together.
So where are those opportunities? I mean, things like expanded child care, universal pre-K, free community college, expanded family leave, some of those things it seems like everybody could get on board with. So I guess besides that, is the issue really the disagreement is how we're going to pay for it?
Well, I think just the issue of how much money we're going to borrow from our grandchildren, right? So we're up to $6 trillion. Typically, this nation spends about $4.5 trillion a year, and we're going to tack another $6 trillion on that. And just frankly, I don't think that the economy can take it. And just to drill down for a second, we've got incredible community colleges and technical colleges in my home state of Kansas. They're not broken, and I'm afraid if the federal government took them over and started funding them, it would decrease the quality of that. The preschool stuff, though, I'm very concerned about that. I'm an obstetrician, delivered thousands of babies, and I'm very concerned. There's so many single moms out there, unfortunately, right now, and so we do need to keep reaching out there, helping those young moms, helping with child care. That is a huge issue. And again, how do we pay for it, and who controls it, right?
Yeah, a lot of questions, and we heard from President Biden last night addressing the gridlock that he faces on Capitol Hill, and he spoke specifically about the infrastructure negotiations. Let's take a listen.
I wanted to lay out before the Congress my plan before we got into the deep discussions. I'd like to meet with those who have ideas that are different, they think are better. I welcome those ideas. But the rest of the world is not waiting for us. I just want to be clear. From my perspective, doing nothing is not an option.
Senator, are you all going to be able to do something? Are both parties going to be able to come together and get something done? Do you believe that?
I hope we can, and certainly we were very sincere. We put out a $600 billion infrastructure plan with what we would consider very traditional infrastructure: roads, bridges, waterways, high-speed internet, that type of thing. And I think we could get to somewhere positive on that situation. So we'll be in there fighting, working together.
Well, one other thing I want to ask about your state. How are you all doing with the so-called now vaccine hesitancy? We've seen declines now in folks who are out there trying to get the vaccine. You joined some fellow Republicans who are also physicians with medical backgrounds and trying to encourage people to go out there and get that vaccine. So what's behind it? Why are people hesitant? And I hate to even bring up party, but yes, the polls do show a greater percentage of Republicans don't necessarily want the vaccine. What's going on there?
Well, I am afraid we hit a wall, and we actually hit a wall in Kansas 2 or 3 weeks ago. We saw this coming down the pipe, and we tried to dive into this scientifically and see why and who are these people. I think that there's a large number of folks that have a libertarian streak down their back, and they happen to be mostly Republicans, but I think that this is their libertarian tendencies, and frankly, they just don't trust the government right now. They feel like they've been talked down to, and just frankly not taken serious right now. And really, my encouragement for everybody is that if you want to live as free as you did before, to go ahead and take the vaccine so we can all get back to our usual lives. And by the way, we're not going to have a vaccine probably for our children until later this fall. So to protect your children, to get our kids in school, to keep them in school, we need to all get the vaccine, please.
Yeah, that is all incredible encouragement. I know that we feel our freedom here, too, once we were all fully vaccinated. It's a game changer. Kansas Senator Roger Marshall, thank you very much for your time today. We appreciate you coming on the show.
You bet. Thanks. God bless.
All right, up next, right